everyone to the brand new series of inspirational interviews. Today we have a very special guest, the meme of the century, the biggest fan of Pakistan cricket, Mr. Sarim Akhtar. Assalamu alaikum, Sarim uncle. Welcome to Inspirado and thank you for your time today.
Well, Islam Ahmed, nice to have you, and thanks for inviting me in.
Yeah, so we're just gonna start with the questions now. That good?
Yeah, sure, go ahead, shoot out.
Okay. Obviously हम लोग बात करेंगे कि आप मशहूर कैसे हुए, पर आप पहले मुझे बताएं कि आप who is Sarim Akhtar? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, Sarim Akhtar has a very unique name. Ever since I was growing up, I was told that I have a very unique name, and probably that has led to how I have my personality has grown up, how I interact with people. My whole childhood has been in Karachi, Pakistan. I grew up there, did my studies, bachelor's, master's there, started working there, then moved to Middle East in Kuwait, and then got married. I still have parents in Karachi. My siblings are there. My two sisters are there. Then my youngest brother is moved to Canada. I spent around 13 years in Middle East, Kuwait. Was working there, got married there, and now since 2018, I've moved to London, UK, for work, and I intend to make London my home. So, in a nutshell, Sarem Akhtar is an average, very humble, very polite, very shy guy, and yeah, this is it in a nutshell.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sure everyone from our viewers would have liked to know about you and your history and your past. So let's get on to the second question. So how would you describe your life before and after you became a meme? What was the effect?
Well, it was a normal sunny day. I required quite a lot of convincing from my friend who had came from Dubai, and he wanted me to accompany him to the match. I had recently come to London, so I was a little bit reluctant, and because one thing, the match was in Taunton, which was about 3.5 hours away by road from London, and I recently bought a car, so I was not very familiar and used to driving on the roads here in London. And there were a lot of features, and I was busy in the office as well. But my friend just pushed me around, and somehow I made the decision to go with him. So I collected him in the morning. It was a normal sunny day. We met a friend there. Fortunately, we didn't realize, but when we reached the ground, our seats were just next to the boundary line. If you have seen a live match or have been to a stadium, the higher you are up, the better view you get. So it was a little bit disappointing because you don't get to see right to 3D view from a little bit higher up rather than just sitting on the side lawns. But at the same time, you are very close to what's going on. So it was both benefits as well as a disadvantage. And it was just probably 4 or 5 seconds. It was probably a normal reaction at the time as well when David Warner was playing very well. Pakistan was struggling well behind the game, and there was a catch that came towards my direction, and Asif Ali, I think, he dropped it. It was very close to the boundary line, and just probably I stood up in anticipating that the ball would come over the ropes and I would be able to catch it, but it fell just probably 5 yards away from the boundary, and Asif spilled it. And it was probably a lot of disappointment which showed on my face and those 4 or 5 seconds. And then I sat down. Then immediately, my friends who were on the ground or who were watching the live match, they started tweeting me and texting me that, oh, we saw you and you came on the TV. I said, yeah, wow, that would be a big memory that I can probably get a recording of that match and just keep it for. Then all of a sudden, memes started coming in. People started tagging me on WhatsApp, sending me, and then the news coverage started. Zainab Abbas from the ICC media team, she came, and that's when, and I think that happened about 30, 40 minutes after the event. So that's what made me realize that how bad or how quickly the internet has taken it on, and in this image of mine had gone viral. All people around me who were sitting there, there were hardly any few people sitting, but as soon as the media coverage started, everyone was just clubbing to get near me and get into the camera, and that's just history. That ICC covered it first, then obviously I had a few interviews. Um, I got to meet Wasim Akram after the event, so that was a huge dream come true. And then everywhere I went, even after the match, people would stop me and take selfies with me. There were a lot of recognition immediately after the match. Then I got the match tickets for the India Pakistan game, and there I was surprised. Lot of people approached me, hugged me, and then even in while where I was sitting, a lot of Indian supporters, they recognized me and took selfies with me. So it was a dream come true. I didn't realize how famous I had become, and it was a little bit awkward for me. I was obviously not used to it, but yeah, the joy on people's face when they were taking selfies with me made my day. And wherever I would go, even with my families, for example, in UK we have Legoland. So I think I took a few days off from the office after a couple of days and went with my children to Legoland. Immediately when we entered it, two families stopped me and took selfies. So my family was taken aback. What's going on? Because it didn't happen in front of them. They would hear it from everyone else, but they didn't see it happening. So that's when they realized that it's something going on. And then after I think 3, 4 months, I got into the Coca-Cola ad, which was obviously a big recognition, big platform, and everyone at the office, they were, yeah, so much recognition I wasn't used to. I was so shy. I would just simply melt down. Just my boss or my colleagues who were sitting on the table where we were, they would normally say, "Oh, look, we have a celebrity sitting on our table. Look at this." It became my introduction to any meeting that I would join and meet new people. So this is in and out, in and after what happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, obviously, you have a huge fan following on like all your socials.
Yeah,
So they're
it's
like,
a huge,
yeah,
huge.
yeah,
Immediately afterwards, I think on the second day, my Facebook, I think, got recognized. People started searching for me, and I had probably about more than 5,000 requests to join in on my Facebook. So my immediate concern was to make my Facebook profile secure because I had never recognized that this would go on. And so instead of accepting all those requests, my first reaction was to increase the security on my Facebook profile because my whole family was on that. And then I started a Twitter handle. It became instead hit. I have around 10,000 both on Insta and Twitter. So I have a good following. And
yeah,
of surprise of all, the places where it has gone, you can see a lot of people from Italy are following up. Hello, everyone from Italy who are watching this live video. I have so many requests from them. Please take our name, say happy birthday to my friend, or congratulate us on our anniversary, this and that. So it keeps on coming. It keeps on coming. And recently, people made me recognize and realize that it's been a year since the World Cup and since the meme came out, and they tagged me on my picture with a cap of a hat. anniversary or something, that thank you for giving us a huge meme template. It goes on every occasion and every thought that we can come off. That's why probably it's been circulated even now. So that has been my journey so far.
I saw a recent meme on your Insta page. On there it said, you die because of coronavirus, and then the doctors find the vaccine.
Yeah,
It
correct,
was the
correct,
first
correct.
meme. It was like the first or second meme I saw of you, and I was laughing for days.
Yeah, it is. Some are very unique, some are very well made because they carry on the instant. I remember the first time I laughed my heart out was I think in the summertime in Karachi. There was a huge monsoon season and there was a lot of rain. So everywhere water has accumulated. So the first meme which on the occasion which came out was me drenched in half in water and with a caption of something around civic activities or something. Then, when this COVID thing came up, there were a lot of memes around that as well. Then, when the lockdown were being lifted up, people were complaining like, "Look, what the I just filled my fuel and the lockdown has opened or something like that." So many memes. They are so hilarious sometimes. It's very enjoyable.
Yeah. Yeah. So, since you're based in England, do you play cricket there or just watch it?
No, I have not played cricket here.
Oh,
The thing is, the place where I live, I have friends as well, but they're all scattered all around UK.
oh,
And even at the workplace as well, there are hardly uh, in my team or around the people I know, they don't play cricket that much. So I didn't
mm,
get that opportunity to play, but I do play other sports. I've played dodgeball, tennis, and all of that other games, but not cricket.
nice, nice. आपस की बात है बताएं कि आप बचपन में कौन कौन सी शरारतें करते थे ते हर वक्त दिल नहीं चाहता कि हम लोग अपने पेरेंट्स की बात सुने आप टिप्स दें हमें कि आप कौन कौन सी शरारतें करते
It's hard to remember back then, but I was the eldest amongst my siblings, so I used to bother them a lot. I used to poke them a lot, uh, pinch them a lot, and you just imagine or any botheration you can imagine with siblings I used to do. At school, I was very disciplined, didn't bother teachers much. Outside school, obviously, I was into sports. I would try to take participate in any sport opportunity which came up. I used to play with fire. Probably my parents don't know yet, but that was an affinity. Me and
थे
my cousin, we used to play with fire. We used to burn anything that we can get our hands on. So something not to do, very dangerous. But this is something that I remember distinctly, which was very dangerous that I used to do.
okay thank you um uh, this one lots of people might want to know uh because in Pakistan, like when you get famous Pakistani, they ask you to come do acting film or somewhere. Have you got any offers for acting in a film?
Not acting. If you mean by acting in an advertisement, yes, I got an offer for Coca-Cola as I mentioned earlier. So it did require acting. That half a second or 1 second of my role in that Coca-Cola ad required about 40, 50 takes, about 2 hours of work. That was something that I had not done earlier, obviously, and it was very difficult for me. But apart from that, I've been invited on several TV shows as well. So either online or like what we are doing right now. So
Hmm.
Yeah, but in terms of acting in a drama or something, no, I didn't get an opportunity, and probably I would decline it if I get any.
Oh, okay, okay. मुझे खाना बहुत अच्छा लगता है. I'm a big foodie. So can you tell me about your experiences with food? आपको खाना में क्या अच्छा लगता है?
Growing up, I would always love barbecued food, and my father, when I was young, uh, the whole family we used to travel a lot, and that got me introduced to seafood and Chinese cuisine. So I used to love that growing up as well. And now going into adulthood, then that passion continued, but it got wider. I got into Italian food, pastas, barbecues, continued into other Arabic themes, Arabic cuisines, Moroccan cuisine. So that's my and still our Asian Pakistani food is my obviously favorite. But apart from that, definitely barbecued food, Chinese and Moroccan, Lebanese food, barbecues, steaks, fabulous. What about you? What do you prefer?
Pakistani food at the top, and then Chinese is the next. And then obviously the fast food comes, burgers, pizzas.
Yeah, correct,
Yeah.
correct, correct. Same here.
Mhm. Nice. So this is the last one. Let me tell you my vision behind Inspirado.
Yeah,
So my
sure.
vision
I
behind
would love to
Inspirado,
learn it.
yeah, yeah. So my vision behind Inspirado is to inspire youngsters like me to learn from inspiring personalities like role models and like learn from the life lessons. So tell me one thing that you have learned from your life and would like to share with us all.
Well, growing up, you'll go through several experiences. That's a given. But you will also come across people who would always try to dissuade you away from what you are doing in different manner. It may not be challenging, it may not be contagious, but in different way. They would politely tell you not to do or discourage you. My biggest learning, as well as any advice to up and coming learning like yours, would be never to uh, dissuade yourself or look down upon what you are doing. Always be positive, be confident in what you are doing. Try to enjoy what you have been able to, God has given you, and always be positive in whatever perspective you are looking at. Negative, being negative is very easy. A person can fall into that trap, but looking at the positive side of things will always take you a lot further than the other way around. And as I said, never let anyone weigh you down, and take positive steps towards life. Challenge yourself always. For one example, I can give you from my life as well. The hardest thing that came into my life, whether it is education, whether it is job, I've always opted, probably out of personality, the hardest one. So if there were five exams which were available to me, and I would find that the third one is the most difficult one, so I would prepare for the third one and pass it for the first time, and then go on to the remaining one. Similarly, at in the job profile, I would take on and ask for difficult opportunities, and God has given me the benefit of obviously solving those problems which I've come across, both in life as well as at the job level, professionally.
Hmm. Yeah. Thank you once again, Sarim Uncle, for your time.
You're welcome. It's been a pleasure. Nice to hear that you have a
Mhm.
forum. I hope you get a lot of interviews and a lot of success on that.
Thank you. Thank you. So, hello everyone. That was our interview with Mr. Sarim Akhtar, and make sure to drop a follow at my Insta handle at Ahmed Khan underscore boss. And come back next week for another interview with another inspired personality, same time on Saturday, 4 p.m. Okay?
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.